you don't have to be a size 2 to wear a crown on your head. It's about the confidence that you emulate and what you can bring forward to the table. I would love to go to Miss America and be the first plus-size Miss Massachusetts.
Recently, this happened.
Yeah.
Recently, you were crowned Miss Plymouth County. And
Yeah.
when I first met you, you said, when I asked you what got you interested, you said, I wasn't even interested in the Miss American competitions to begin with.
Right.
So what switched?
Well, I find that I tend to lean towards an advocate type lifestyle. And I have a friend who's been competing in it as long as I can remember. And I went to a fundraiser of hers and she was like, you know, I really want you to do this. I think you'd do really, really well. I don't see why you don't. And I was like, maybe, I'll think about it, you know. I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of being in a swimsuit on stage. But then I realized that if I were to become a title holder, being on, you know, the more plus-sized end of women's fashion, I would be an advocate for body positivity. And I think that that's something that we really need to push now, especially for young men. Men don't have the sort of support system that women do, where, you know, even though women still have a long ways to go with body positivity, men have nothing. You know, no one is out there saying, hey, it's okay that you're not ripped. It's okay, you know, if you're smaller than most men. And I noticed a lot of that in my brother. My brother has always struggled with his weight just because he's a stocky kid, but we're short. I'm 4'10", he's just a little bit taller than I am, so we don't have a lot for, you know, our weight to go, a lot of places for our weight to go. So I really wanted to be someone that he could reach out to.
And speaking of your platform, I have it here, pushing the importance of body positivity in today's youth.
Yes.
So as you mentioned before, you said, I mean, keyword here, I feel it's youth, and it's not only towards women or towards men. And this is something that the public hasn't really touched upon.
Right.
Where, you know, to elevate everybody at once. So you feel like you walk in a bathing suit, in the stage, you are able to do that.
Yeah, I really find that it's showcasing that you don't have to be a size 2 to wear a crown on your head. It's about the confidence that you emulate and what you can bring forward to the table. I would love to go to Miss America and be the first plus-size Miss Massachusetts.
Now, has this confidence always been with you while you were training? Let's say for Miss Plymouth County, and looking at the pictures of your fellow contestants, I mean, they were a little bit skinnier, or what you would consider the typical body size of a person doing pageant. Now, did you have this confidence throughout, or did you doubt yourself, like, maybe I won't be able to get this?
I definitely doubted myself at first. The first few pageants, I was like, oh, it's because I don't look good in a bikini. That's what it is. That's why I'm not winning. And in reality, it was just because it wasn't my time yet. You know, I hadn't proven to myself that I could do it, so how could I prove it to other people? You know, I had to learn for myself that I'm okay with the way that I am, and I love my body, and I fuel it correctly, and I do everything that I can to make sure that I'm living a healthy lifestyle, and I'm not starving myself to be, you know, teeny tiny, because it's not worth it. You're gonna make yourself sick. People aren't gonna want you at their events if, you know, you're miserable.
Now,
so,
at what particular time did it occur to you, like, okay, I think I can win this? Did it ever occur to you that you're going to win?
It did occur to me. I always thought that my interviews were okay, and that's what I found was, you know, my downfall is I needed to work on my interview. I needed to work on, you know, getting to the point as fast as I possibly could. And it was the pageant before the one that I won. It was Miss Middlesex County. I walked out of the interview room and I was like, oh my God, that's what a good interview feels like. That's what it is. Oh my goodness. And so I knew then that once I emulated confidence in myself and I knew that I could do it, everybody else was going to know that too. You know, Miss Plymouth County was the title that I wanted because I live in Plymouth County. So I felt as if I could do appearances in my backyard and I could do all of these things right at home. And I was like, okay, who in this room can really be a great role model and an advocate in the area and knows the area? And I looked around the room and I was like, I think it might be me. And then I heard second runner-up get called, first runner-up, Miss Middleborough, Miss Lakeville, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me.
Really?
Like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. And I was like, okay, it's gotta be me. Like, who, you know, I felt so good about my performance. And
so
they were like,
a surprise.
It was a huge surprise. I think it was more of a surprise for my family, honestly, because when I competed in my first pageant, my dad was like, you're not a pageant girl. I don't see you doing this. I don't see it happening. And I was like, well, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it until I win.
Yeah.
And I did, you know.
Wow.
Nevertheless, she persisted. You know, I like that quote. I just find that it really showcases who I am as a person. But I was so excited. Oh my goodness. I was so excited that they put the crown on my head, and Alyssa Musto, who is our current Miss Massachusetts, she, you know, put the bobby pins in my hair. I go over to hug my sisters, who I was just crowned with. The crown falls off my head. But I think it also showcases the fact that I'm not perfect.
Okay.
And, you know, that's what I really wanted to emulate, and that's what I really wanted to show people, that it's okay to not be perfect. And I thought that, like, oh, what a better way to win my crown than to drop it.
Now, speaking of the idea of not being perfect, I was reading about the tips, you know, these different bloggers and articles on how to win Miss America. So the tips for the contestants. And most of those tips focused on the body image, the outside look. You know, they even pushed to say that, first of all, if you find any imperfections on yourself, seek help, such as cosmetic surgery. You know, they say at the end of the day, this is a beauty contest, regardless what is advertised out there. Now, what does this say to you? I
disagree with that totally. I don't think that the Miss America pageant is a beauty contest. It's a scholarship pageant. It is about being a well-rounded, well-spoken for, talented, and persistent young woman. It's about wanting to further your education and wanting to be the best person that you can be. You know, in years past, yes, Miss America started as a beauty pageant. It was a swimsuit contest, but it has come such a long way. I don't think it's about that anymore. Basically, it's a year of service. Every title in the United States is a year of service. You are giving back to the community, and you are showcasing that you are the kind of woman that should be representing the United States.
Why do you feel like you'll be the best person for this?
I think that I'm a relatable person, and I do find myself on, you know, the more liberal side, which Massachusetts is, we've got this beautiful liberal bubble going on, you know. So I think that having someone who really wants to focus on the rights of transgender people, the rights of the gay community, and the rights of women, and all of these minorities, I think that that's important, to have someone who's representing the state as a whole.
Sarah Elizabeth Acorn.
I want to get the kids up and moving, I want them painting, I want them singing, dancing, all of these different things that bring me so much joy. And I've found, well, working with these kids brings them joy. You know, art therapy is it works. It really, really works, whether it's to help someone cope, whether it's to, you know, like an elderly person has Alzheimer's and they hear a song that reminds them of their firstborn daughter. And I really want to be not only an advocate for special education and what these kids are able to do rather than what they're unable to do, but I also want to really focus on the importance of the arts.
Very good. Now, when we began this interview, you said one of the reasons why you went in this Miss America competitions to begin with was to kind of give yourself confidence and also to give your brother a role model. Now, does he have a role model today?
Well, he's 14. He's going to be 15. So
We have to forgive him.
yes, he's a wonderful kid. He really, really is. But we fight like cats and dogs. So right now, I'm not his role model, but I hope that he has found someone out there who is a role model.
Well, thank you so much for sitting with us. I've learned so much, and I am so happy to have met you. I hope that you get to snatch that title of Miss Massachusetts.
Thank you.
And you get to continue on
Yeah.
in this competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was wonderful.